I'm Wale Adedayo. My friends call me man of God. That's any Owo in Yoruba, which also has the same equivalent as a pastor. You might say any Owo is Babalawo. Either one is okay. Or chairman of Ijebu East local government. The summary of everything is that, you know, when you were campaigning to be in that position, you would have promised the people some things. I mean, those who you are campaigning for. But getting there, you now discover that there is no money to carry out those things. First, personally, I don't believe in this federal allocation shit that we do in Nigeria. I'm a firm believer in the fact that the federating units of the country should take control of the resources that God has given them. What we are doing in Nigeria is just pure stealing. The money belongs to the Niger Delta and other places who have natural resources. It doesn't belong to us. So basically, I'd program myself to the fact that whatever functions that is given to the local government according to the Constitution, from there we can generate enough resources. But that one is even a problem because the local government cannot collect tenement rates, which is part of the responsibility, in fact, a major responsibility of the local government, that you have to collect tenement rates from property owners in your local government. The tenement rate is being collected by the state. They're not these motor parks and whatever, whether national or road or whatever name you call it, they ought to be paying money to the local government on a daily basis. That also has been taken over by the state. So where do you get funds from to run your local government? So the major challenge has been funds. It has been funds and funds and funds. Because you can't meet up with electoral promises, talk less of doing other things. That's just it. So the reality is that it was not something that was supposed to become a media thing. A few of us, and I'm talking about chairman in Ogun State, a few of us had been talking about it before. We can't continue like this. There's no funds to execute projects or to do anything in office. How do we get the governor to release this money to us? But each of the leaders we talk to, they always back out. They don't want to get involved. So it got to a stage that the Algon chairman in Ogun State, who is the chairman of Ijebu East local government, where we are right now, 𝐐𝐍𝐼𝐒, he called me that day, I think it was a Saturday, that 5 of them had met and they agreed on some things which they want to put on paper that maybe we could send to Shoba, since we've not spoken to him before. He's the #1 leader of the party in Ogun State. And why guys were doing that? Because we were worried. Because given the situation of the last election, that the people kind of develop a kind of hatred for the All Progressive Congress in Ogun State. I mean, nobody wanted to vote for us. And there's no other reason other than the fact that the local government chairman were not doing anything. So we were afraid of our own political future. Because if the party should go down, then that means we're going down with the party. It is better we do something now to make sure that the party doesn't go down. So, and he said, well, Wale, you are about the only journalist among us. So you have to help us edit this thing, put it together. If there are other things you have yourself, put it there so that we can send it to the old man. So I put these things together. But I think I committed a fundamental mistake there. The letter I wrote should have been on the letterhead of Algon, that is Association of Local Governments of Nigeria. I used my local government letterhead. Then the second thing is that by the time the letter was finished, others ought to have put their names so that all of us would sign. I was the only one who signed. But because of the haste with which we did it, because we also had a vote, we had a meeting at ABDULLAH South local government where we voted, and 17 of us voted for the content of the letter. So instead of me now remembering to give it to each person to sign their name, I didn't do that. It was just my name that was on it. So that's what happened. And I think, no, they didn't sign, but they voted for it. Only 3 people opted out. Ijebu Northeast opted out. I think Odeda local government opted out. Obafemi Owode local government too opted out. Those are the 3 that opted out. The suspension ab initio was illegal. The impeachment was illegal because if you go through the local government laws of Ogun State, they did not follow one single step. But I know what happened. So I don't blame them. I relate with them. I don't blame them. I don't see them as opponents or enemies or whatever. Because both the suspension and the impeachment, you can imagine my local government is still a bit far from here. But you will still have 2 local governments before you get to my own. And the councillors were not staying there anymore. Before I was impeached, they were no longer, they were staying in Abeokuta. The state government sent a bus to pick them with policemen. On the day of my suspension, about 100 policemen were at my local government secretariat.
Why?
Maybe they thought that the people were going to fight. But I told everybody they don't need to fight, because there's something I always tell young people: put your hope and trust in God. No matter how much you are persecuted today, no matter how bad you are treated, somewhere along the line, whoever believes he has ultimate power, that person was created by God. No matter the kind of power or authority that person has, God has a superior authority and power over that person. So that's why I told them, nobody, well, some people were already mobilizing, we're going to do, and I told all of them no. Because my fear was that if we should start here, since it affects everybody, the thing will go round. And I don't want another NSAS situation, so that other people will hijack a good protest for their own negative ends. That's why I just under the table told them to calm down. But you have more than 100 mobile policemen sent to my local government that day. So, but the thing is, after they did it, we've been in court since last year. We took them to court. Mr. Olumide Fusika is an SAN with my lawyer. We filed a suit at the 𝐓𝐇𝐈𝐒 High Court since that last year. But we are still on it. No, it was adjourned. I think it's adjourned till October. Is this adjournment? You don't court something now. They will adjourn. They adjourn it till October. The evidence is there. It's in government coffers. The only thing you need to do is very simple. Go and check the local government accounts. Who manages these funds? I don't. Because we've said this. I don't, and I am sure that no other local government chairman does that. Because we have a monthly JAC meeting, fine. But by the time you are entering the venue of the JAC meeting, there's an attendance register which you have to sign. You sign by the door, you go and sit down. But at the end of that JAC meeting, it is the attendance register which you sign before you, whether you disagree with what was discussed there or not, already you have signed. That is what will be attached to the minutes of the resolution reached at the JAC meeting, that everybody accepted what is going on there. When you attend JAC meeting, it is very simple. Before the meeting starts, they will have given everybody present there a sheet, how money went. A sheet that I don't know anything about. If I don't know anything about how the money went, how can you now say, I'm the one spending the money, or you send the money to me? Even the account to which the money is sent, I don't have the authority as local government chairman to operate that account. We can't get money from that account. No matter the kind of letter I write to the bank, no matter the kind of thing I tell them, you cannot access the account as a local government chairman. The account can only be accessed by them in America. Part of when we met with the governor and the secretary of the state government, what I told them was very, very simple. I said, "Okay, this thing is not tough. Just revert back to how things were being done under Chief Oshoba and Otumba Daniel when they were governor. When Daniel was governor, money was going to the local government now. And there's something, don't let me forget that when I told him, said this money we're talking about is not coming into my personal account. Okay, we have 20 local governments in Ogun State. We have 236 wards. Till today, that's what I told him last year, that till today, go around the 236 wards. There is no ward you will go to that you will see a project with Gbenga Daniel's name on it. And I said, Mr. Governor, Daniel did not do those projects. Those projects were done by the local government. So if you release this money today, it's your name that people will be shouting, not our names. Who knows? You are the one that is popular, you are the one that is governor, you are the one that everybody is looking at. Meanwhile, it is local government that will be working. By now, when the local government don't have money, it will look as if you are not working. So whatever you are doing ought to be supported by the different local governments, so that people will be praising your government. But by not releasing this money, by not allowing us to work, for God's sake, you are hurting yourself. I gave him that OGD's example. That there is no word, till as I'm talking to you now, you go around, you see one project or the other, you Gbenga Daniel's name on it. It's not Gbenga Daniel who executed those projects. It's the respective local government. But he was releasing the money to them, and they were putting his name there just to honor him. Not that he did the project. But at that time, before you do any project, because I remember I worked with the governor then, there has to be approval from the state up to a certain limit. I think the limit then should be about 10 million or so. Any project, any spending above 10 million, you have to seek approval from the state. So by the time you approve these things for them, they put his name on it. So for generations to come, a lot of people think it's Daniel that did the project. Meanwhile, the chairman who was there that did the project, or people who are not in the state, once they see Daniel's name, this guy is working all over the media. It's not so. It's the local government. That's the sad part of it. He now believes that it's Daniel that sponsored me to write the letter to Chief Oshoba. That's been his argument all through. And because I used that example for him, so he now said it's Daniel that sponsored me to write the letter. No, it's to laugh now at my age. I'm 58, for God's sake. So even before I get to this age, my colleagues know me now. So you check my background. I was sacked from the Guardian. I was chairman of LGA at the Guardian. I was back at 1996. I was sacked there. You can't tutor me on what I should do. Once I know something is right, I follow it through. And what were you fighting for the Guardian then? Salaries. The Guardian was not paying us good wages, and we took it to them. It's just something like this. We went to their records, got how much profit Guardian was making normally, which they declare officially, and the unofficial profits. And we use it to write a letter to the management. Look, this is what you normally declare. And this one, we know you are making this one. So why don't you make us happy? You are taking all the money away and you are not giving the workers. That's 1996 and this is 2024. So in 2024, somebody will be managing me, somebody will be sponsoring me. How old was I then when I became the chairman? As at 1996. So at this age, somebody will still be teleguiding me on what to do. When I did that years ago, 1996. So I think the man is just a joke. No, that's me. That's me. I told you I'm a man of God. You know, my friends call me Babalawo, which is the equivalent of a pastor. Once you believe in God, that your God is there, end of story. You do what is right, you do what is good for the people, end of story. You know, in life is a journey. As you walk along that journey, or as you travel along that journey, there is no way you will not come across truths and untruths. My background, I was born into a Muslim family, but I went to a Christian primary school. I remember I was a library prefect in my primary school. So there's no way such things will not influence you as you grow up. But somewhere along the line too, I think what helped me the most was the masters I did in the UK. It exposed me to a lot of things, not just Islam and Christianity, but background about other religions too. I discovered that, man, what God gave to us back in Africa is even much more superior to all these foreign religions. So I have no choice coming back home. That's just it for me. It was the UK that decided that for me, my education in the UK. That's what decided that for me. That's where I saw the light. And I became born again there. And I felt fulfilled after seeing the judgment. Because it's something that you've been wishing for, it's something you've been praying for. That a strong hand is stronger than these governors will just come from nowhere and make sure that money gets straight into the hands of local government chairmen. And that's precisely what has happened. And that's why I said the God of our fathers is stronger than all these your foreign gods. I'm telling you. Olodumare is the best. I'm telling you. That's what has happened. It's Olodumare that did it, nobody. Not even Mr. President who put it together. It's Olodumare that helped him to achieve that. Because a lot of people believe it was impossible. My lawyer told me that the case will not come to fruition, that it won't work out, that the federal government will lose. But Olodumare did it. And if you remember what I said earlier, there are those who think they have power. There are those who think they have authority, but they are forgotten that there is one who created them, who put them in that position, whether for good or for any other thing. You understand? They always forget the aspect of Olodumare, and that is what has played out now. But this is just scene 1 or Act 1, scene 1. I'm sure that Act 2, scene 1 is still coming. I have no doubt about it. No, not just vindicated. The thing is, if what the ancestors are telling me is correct, there will be judgment for some people that their families will weep for them. I'm telling you, out of this thing, their families will weep for them because of what they have done and because of what they continue doing. Do you know that in some cases, you have people who have died needless deaths simply because government has not done what they're supposed to do? In my area, this very road leads to my local government. Because this is the old road that leads to Benin and Ore before the express was done. I think it was not up to 2 months when I became chairman. There was an accident there. Taxis don't ply this road again because of the bad road. It's only Okada and Marwa, all these keke you see there. The accident involved 2 kekes, and the woman died with a 6-year-old child. I'll tell my people that day that we will not get money for asphalt, but we put sand and gravels on all the potholes, which we did. We didn't want one to cover all the potholes in my area. It's a federal road, yeah, but we did it. We covered. My own is that this kind of accident should not happen here again. And they were asking me, I said, no, I'm the chairman. If I don't do it now, the blood of those who died, God is going to ask me. That is my belief. That is where I'm coming from. Because you are seated there. You can't just lament that there is no money, there is no clinical. No, you have to do what you have to do so that people don't suffer. They don't die needlessly. They don't go through pain needlessly. Since God has put you there. Because if you don't do it, Olodumare will punish you. I have no doubt about it. And that's why I said the punishment for some people are still coming. They will be punished. Their children will be punished. Their family will be punished. Their friends will be punished. They cannot escape it. It's not possible. They can't escape it. No, don't worry. We don't need to mention them. Don't worry. They know themselves. They'll be punished. I have no doubt about it. By the time it happens, their family will cry for them. No, positively, I've given you examples before that when somebody was there, things were going smoothly. One other thing, don't forget this one. Part of this funding thing you're talking about. Till tomorrow, people still compare the OGD administration with what we have today. They tell you there's no money in town, no money to spend, this and that. But if this money should come, I was explaining to somebody yesterday. I said, if you are local government chairman, primary school is under your authority. Health centers, primary health care centers are under your authority. Most of these primary schools now, they are dilapidated. You need to invite carpenters to come and roof it. The carpenter you are giving that project to, you pay him, Abi. You need to go to the market to buy plants and whatever, nails and so on. The woman the man is buying from, we have money to feed our family. Even the carpenter himself will have money to feed his family. He won't eat the money alone. He won't spend the money alone. Even the family members who are not even part of his immediate family, there's no way he won't throw out something to help them. So the money will go around. All these ones there's no money. No, it's because some people are just greedy. They are greedy and they don't have conscience. If they do what they need to do, money will go around and everybody will be happy. The health center, okay, go and renovate this. You bricklayer, this one has collapsed. Go and do this, go and do that. Somebody will supply cement. Somebody will supply stand. There are those who will supply gravels. There are those who will even supply water in places where water is scarce. They will take money home. And the thing will go around. It will help the local economy to boom. And for those Oloshos, Ashewos and so on, the man who has surplus money will carry Olosho, will carry Ashewo. Those ones, so they make their money. But when someone up there is greedy, all those ones will not happen. And people will be suffering. No, I don't believe so. We've had that one before. I don't believe so. I don't believe. Who manages the local government fund? That's the question you should ask. Is there any chairman who manages his fund or our fund? It's the government that has been managing it now. If there's anything I'm going to say now is that INEC should take over the conduct of local government elections. If INEC should take over the conduct of local government elections, that will help a long way with this financial autonomy. It will go a very, very long way to help. Is there any election in Nigeria when INEC has ever been trusted? Losers will always complain. That is natural. But by and large, if you compare INEC with state electoral commissions, they are a far cry from each other. Very, very far. They are thousands, if not millions of miles apart. Because the state will hold local government election now. You clear the whole thing. It is your party that won. Even in areas where your party lost during your own election as governor, you will still win that place. So don't compare INEC with state independent electoral commission. They are different, miles apart. From my background, we are a rural local government. We are a local government that farmers there about 90%. So the first thing you need to consider is roads that goes to this farm, roads that goes to the farm, and roads that leads to the market. The most important market in my local government is Ijebu East market, and it is this road that leads to Ijebu East, and that's what I told you earlier. That's the first thing that we faced. I will make sure that that road was motorable. The next, there are some words that were complaining, we didn't do this, we didn't do that. No, it was deliberate. I don't know if you have heard of area J4 Forest. That's about the biggest forest reserve we have in Ogun State. It's in my local government. We have a lot of farmers there. We moved our graders there to make sure that the roads are motorable. There's an area we call Imobi. It's very close to Lagos. In fact, I pray that the federal government, because there was a move I made then, that we want to ask the federal government to do a bridge that will link Ekpe with Imobi. I pray that it's done very soon. We moved to Imobi too. All those areas where they farm, we did roads for them. You know, rural roads is no big deal. It's not as if you are going to asphalt it. You don't even need to put gravel or anything. Just grade it for the ground to be level so that there is no pothole. And where you have bushes crowding the road, you cut or use the grader to, you know, clear all those parts. That's a major thing with it. And I'm very, very happy with it. There are some things I did which were unusual. Like on the road, on this major road I told you about now. Initially, some of my colleagues, chairmen, they thought the governor was giving money under the table to get it done. You know, because to buy, I think there was this double trailer load of gravels that we normally get that time. At that time, I think it was about 250 or 240,000 for one truck. And we were getting one truck. What I do is immediately I was elected, I listed names of some people privately that I know have money in the local government. And those were the people I was approaching. I always tell them, I don't need your money. But I want to do this place, I want to do that place. Please appraise this item. This is the cost. Just let me get those items to. I don't get money for transport. An individual gave me 18 trucks one time. 18, free of charge, including transport. And then, you know, there's this construction company, RCC, owned by the Israelis. I went to them with my list. But you guys, you have a quarry and I need the stones for road. They gave me 300 tons. So it's just a question of using your head. That what you need, you know, you get it here and there. It's not. I told the guy, no, I don't need your money. I don't even need your machine. Because one of the first things I did was to repair my local government grader. Immediately I got into office. Because I know being a rural local government, we need the grader to do the roads. A lot of roads that people complain are bad. They don't need more than grading. In some places, maybe because of the rains, they need some gravel support on it. But majorly, it's just grading. So the first thing I attacked was the local government grader. The Israeli guy, we are still friends, say tomorrow, give me 300 tons. And from there, we start moving into the road. He didn't give us transport. So we had to sort out the trucks that move the stones from the quarry back to the road. So the thing is to approach individuals who could do one thing or the other for us. In fact, when we were grading, even something funny happened. The driver of the grader just called me one day like that. Okay, we don't have diesel again. No. And meanwhile, we don't have a dime in the council to buy diesel. But as God will have it, let's tell you about the Lord Tomorrow. There's a way he does these things. Somebody just called me, a young man in my local government, and he said, Babalawo, I'm bringing 2,000 liters of diesel for you. Should I drop it at home? Home care. Bring it to your brother, bring it to the council secretariat. And we use that. We didn't pay for it, free of charge. The young man brought it 2,000 liters. You understand? Not from council money, not from anybody's money. Just donation. Because I think he had what he was not, his name was not even on the list of those I targeted to help us with things. But I think he heard about what others were doing, and he felt that he also had to contribute. It was just free of charge. And it's happening like that. So that's how we get a lot of those things done. See, that utilization, I often laugh when people talk about it. When you talk about security vote, the way I understand it, because I told you I've worked with the governor before, and in a way, I can say I've worked with a president and a vice president before. I won't mention names now. Security votes is like personal funds for those who get it. You understand? For those who initiated it, I strongly feel that they feel that that security vote is needed so that the holders of the office won't be unduly pressurized to be dipping their hands in the till in order to meet some needs. Let me give you an example. You are the governor now. He is the Oba of Lagos. And he lives in Siga. all the way from Igadungan to come and greet you. They are Yoruba man. As KBSC is leaving, you will leave empty-handed, have you? No, you won't leave empty-handed. I'm just using Oba as an example. Though. There will be other people who will be coming or places you will go to. As we say, you go the Kurumbe for now. There are things you will drop. You understand? To me, those are the things that security vote is for. Well, a lot of people you are supposed to give policemen, you are supposed to give soldiers. When they talk, I just laugh. The average governor in Nigeria, I don't see a governor that gets less than 1.5 billion monthly as security vote. But those are the things, because sometimes they will even spend more than that in a month. If you have friends who are close to governors or to the president, there's hardly a big man cannot go there. People have mentioned Emma Sokoto will come now, just bye rank Adede. That's not all. You have to arrange something now. Where will it come from? You don't understand. Where will it come from? It comes from such places now. That's it. You need to take your mind back to the past. Was it like that in the past? If it was like that in the past, why not? In the past, they had full control now. So why is it different now? And it's one of the reasons why we are having problems today. It's one of the, because you are deviating from what was laid down. And once you deviate, you are going to have problems. You have to go back. That's the lowest level of governance. If things should work properly, yours, the states, and the federal will just be an addition. The people who should work the most are the local government. If the local government doesn't work, there's nothing that the state or federal government can achieve in terms of governance. The first place where governance will make sense is at the local government level. If the local government is not working, forget it. Forget about federal, forget about state. There's nothing they can do that can work. It's not possible. What can be done on that is that the houses of assembly must be up to task in their jobs. Because right now it's like as if we don't have houses of assembly in Nigeria. What the Supreme Court did, or let me say what the federal government has just achieved, it is houses of assembly who should have done that. Because primarily and according to the Constitution, it's not even governor who has power over the local government, it's the House of Assembly. But has any of them ever looked into the finances of local government? Has any of them ever tried to check the governors from what they have been doing? Not one. So we need quality people at the level of the House of Assembly too. Then there's something I was telling somebody this morning too. The community development associations, they shouldn't just sit and say they are not part of government, they are not bothered or whatever. No, they should be bothered. They should show more interest in what is going on at the local government level now. They can ask for an account of what is going on because they are part of the local government. And in fact, before election comes, I want to believe, it's part of what I want to advocate for, the community development association around that place should jointly or individually sponsor candidates or sponsor a candidate irrespective of political party. Don't do it on the basis of, do it on the basis of individuals. There is nobody you will know in your local area. You know their traits, you know their background, you know where they are coming from. For God's sake, get people in your local area who can be councillors. If they are not interested, go and convince them, go and cry on their wives. That we need this man to change our Adugo, we need this man to change our area. You understand? If it's a woman, go and talk to the husband, push the wife out. If they don't have money, contribute money for them to print posters and whatever they need for the campaign, so that they'll go there and make a difference. There are people who have been chairmen of community development associations who have done very well over the years. Why are we not pushing such people into local government chairmanship positions? You see some CVAs, they've done a lot of jobs in their area. And it's not as if it's the whole resident or the whole landlord. It's because of the kind of ESCO they have. Why don't you package those ESCO, push them into local government? They will do more than that. They've been doing it before. So we should get more people involved. Group society at the local level. Those are the monitors who will make sure that the local governments don't mess up. Put the right people there. In fact, left to me, there are some people in the Senate today who are supposed to be local government chairmen. Because if you really want to serve the people, the major place where you can serve is at the local government level. If you want to serve, not House of Reps, not Senate, go back to your local government, go and serve there. There are a lot of people making noise in Lagos. Before they get to their village, maybe they will take about 3 knos or 4 knos. Sometimes they will trek like 20 kilometers before they get to their villages. Such people ought to go back home and make a difference. The money is there now. I thought that was going to be your first question. No, some people are pulling me for that already. I'm just taking my time. I'm waiting for God to talk to me, for my ancestors to talk to me. Yeah. Once the Lord gives the go ahead, then I'll go all out for it. But at least I've had about 3 offers on that from three different solid people.
If I may ask, which party did you feel best to contest on that?
I'm a member of APC. I won't say more than that. But once the Lord says good, whichever party, whichever whatever, I'll go. But already, the people are talking to me about that. We'll make a difference. There's no way we'll make a difference. I'm with that more now. We'll make a difference. It doesn't. Within 6 months, you know that. See, go back to Lagos. Jakonde spent just 4 years. And I'm sure that in the next 100 years, what Jakonde did in Lagos will still be there. You don't need 8 years to prove yourself as somebody who can perform. How many years did Awolowo spend as Premier of Western Region? Somebody wrote on Facebook today. The guy was praising the Bodija housing estate as the first in Nigeria, first in Africa. And he didn't put Awolowo's name. My comment is, why didn't you put the man's name, the man who did it? He did more than 4 years, and he was able to achieve all those things. Look at all the people he put in schools. Cocoa House, first civil station, and all those things, free education. That shows a man who thought before he went there. He knew the problems, he knew the challenges, and he was ready with the solution along with his team. So it's not when you get there, you start thinking of, look at the UK. When this guy was named the Prime Minister, did it take him 6 months to name his ministers? Less than 48 hours, his ministers list was ready. That's a man ready to work. But here, you are named governor now. In the next 3 months, you are still talking about who you just pick some special advisors, maybe some sacrifices who are around you. In the next 6 months, you are still looking for a list of commissioners. That means that guy cannot even perform if you give him 10 years. That's it. Governorship is not a big deal. It's not a big deal.